I'm in the shop right now, getting some stuff together to go check on that ceiling to see how it dried overnight. And then I have 2 more work orders. I have to change some light bulbs, and then I have to change an air filter, and then there's a piece of trim on the bottom of a cabinet that's sticking out. So, but for now, I'm gonna go check on that ceiling with the moisture meter. I just got out of the 2 work orders. The first one I went in was that wet ceiling. Still pretty wet, so I'm thinking I'm gonna add another tunnel on the other side of the TV. That way air has another way to get out, and also so that way instead of the air just moving straight from the first tube across to that tube, it's to this. It goes in this hole, it comes out these 2, so it's kind of spread across that way. I'm also going to turn the fan up, probably level 2, maybe level 3, we'll see. That'll be something I'll have to kind of figure out after I add that second tunnel, but it's still pretty wet. So, and then the other work order, they requested new light bulbs in their bedroom, but I didn't replace the light bulbs because I replaced those light bulbs not too long ago before they moved in, so I knew they were still good. And I went to go turn the bedroom light on, but the light just didn't turn on at all, and I knew it was the smart switch. We have smart light switches in all of our units, and sometimes they get stuck in the off position, so all you have to do is reset your breaker and it'll reset itself. That piece of trim, it's a little piece of quarter round on the top of the countertop, and it covers the gap in between one of the cabinet walls and the countertop. They're all put on with hot glue, so I had to come back down to the shop to grab another caulk gun because the one I had just snapped off. Trying to squeeze the stuff out of that power grab tube, and I squeezed the trigger and it just went. Looks like it's made the same way, so hopefully this one doesn't fall apart. Those suction cups pressed down against that piece of wood, so I'll come back this afternoon. I'm gonna show how I make one of those trash bag tunnels. Now the trash bag is connected into one big plastic tube, so now we'll go cut that hole. open. I'm gonna brace it with this tape, which will give me a good base for the other tape to stick to. Now I'll take a piece of blue tape, stick it halfway on the edge like this. Full power level 3, so I'll come back this afternoon and see if it's any drier. Got my salt. Now I'm gonna take this outside and salt the driveway. I got all that salt spread out. I'm about to go clean off my truck. I gotta go over to one of our sister properties and pick up some dehumidifiers for those units that had the leak. I made it to the other property. I went into their shop, but the dehus weren't in there, so I called one of the guys, and they told me the dehus were in some apartment because they had a leak here. I got the dehu set up in one of the apartments. I'll be back in that apartment around 3 p.m. to drain that dehu and check for humidity in that ceiling. Right now I'm fixing a dishwasher. This is one of the blades. This is the one that was in there, it broke. I'm gonna put this one in there. Probably hit a pan or something and snapped off, so I'll just throw this one on there, and then I have to go put that dehu in the apartment with the big giant plastic tunnels. I got the other dehu in the other apartment that was leaking. I'm gonna take lunch now, and then, oh no, I gotta come mop this floor. I let the dehu sit right here. And I let all the snow melt off of them. I didn't want to track a bunch of water into the apartment, so I'm gonna go grab my mop and mop that up now. Got some kitchen outlets that aren't working, so I'm gonna go take a look at those. So it's probably more than likely a GFI, but maybe not, so we'll see. Okay, this clip was about 30 seconds after the last one. I knocked on the door and the resident opened the door and they told me that they had fixed it. It ended up being that GFI. Now I'm gonna go unclog a bathtub. Just got out of that bathtub drain. I'm gonna go ahead and change that drain out just because it's one of those drains that got replaced for the little push button ones. And I always try to change those out because they suck and I hate them. Did a little bit more snow removal. Now I'm changing out some light bulbs. Just got done changing these two out. I have to go down there and change one, and then I gotta go downstairs. Kind of just wanted to go over the current situation with the leak. The unit with the leak in the bedroom. I have two small holes open in that ceiling, one hole on each end of the wet spot. The wet spot in the ceiling in there is about 1.5 foot by 3 foot spot. I have the larger size dehu in there right now. And then the unit with the leak in the living room, which is the unit that I have all the plastic tubing in. I got that fan running, and then I put a dehu in there today as well. This week's been super fun, super fun. I just got off work. In that last clip you saw, I put some of the percentages of the moisture in the ceiling on the ceiling. That way, as I do moisture test, I can kind of keep track and see if the water is diminishing. Tomorrow we'll get back in there in both of those units, do some more moisture test. In the one with the big trash bags, that ceiling is still pretty wet, so if it's not any drier by tomorrow morning, I'm gonna get some contractors out here to cut that ceiling out and replace the wet part. It's unfortunate, but it happens. But yeah, now I'm about to clean my apartment, and then I'm gonna go to the grocery store and then do some other tasks. That's the end of this video. I will be back tomorrow with more news or more maintenance stuff. All right, bye.